Hey guys, Paul here. This is the intro. We're not going to do anything funny. Basically, I am filming this because the video I just shot, which is the Skaventide review, it was filmed handheld. Basically, just to emphasize how enormous the kit is, I had to spread it across the table. And so you need to get a proper handle of things. Basically, the reason why I'm doing sort of a disclaimer intro is so that if you're motion sick or get motion sick very easily, or you get annoyed very easily with all the shaky hands, we don't have an equalizer yet or some sort of balancing thing for a phone. We have some for cameras, but not for a phone. Anyway, if you get pissed off at that, kind of listen in podcast form, because I know some of you are interested in Warhammer. I know this channel isn't really a Warhammer channel, but I'm trying to transform it into one. But yeah, so just give us a chance, guys. We'll get there eventually. But for now, if you get pissed off at handheld stuff, you can't watch anything beyond John Wick movies, with all the still shots. Just listen to it in podcast form. You'll still be informed. But just to let you know, the products are spread across the table. So if you're listening to it with audio instead, it is enormous. All right, guys, we're in the studio. We're going to be reviewing Skaventide today. Let's zoom out. Or at the very least, what is currently the studio. We're eventually going to fix it with soundproofing and all computers and whatnot. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to be reviewing Skaventide. For those of you who are unaware, basically, Skaventide is Sigmar's 4th edition. Last year, if you guys are unfamiliar, again, but you shouldn't be, Leviathan came out for 40k, and that was 40k's 10th edition. Just like most tabletop games, whether it's D&D or Star Wars Legion, all that. Well, actually, Star Wars Legion might be the exception, but a lot of tabletop games go through phases or editions. Rules are updated, new models are added, new scenarios are added, right? D&D, I think, is the most you're going to be familiar with in terms of tabletop gaming. And yeah, a new edition just came out, or is going to come out for Skaventide. I believe it comes out when it's the 13th, next week, is the official release date for Skaventide. So yeah, we're gonna review it, and as you can see, I've already spread out majority of what it offers, and by the spread here, you can tell there's quite a bit of them. Let's actually count them, shall we? And we're gonna go handheld today. So let's spread it apart. Okay, just so it's cleaner. We're doing it raw. That did not come out right, my bad. Okay, so we're gonna count this as one whole sprue. Technically you can count it as two, but it's just gonna be one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 sprues, but majority of them are bunched up, where some of the single sprues really have 2, some have 3. So there's a lot. There's a lot. In fact, for those of you who are unaware, let's flip the box here, shall we? Oh, well, that's not good. Oh, that's the other opposite. Yeah, right here. There are 74 figures in here. 74 is a ridiculous amount. That's more or less what Leviathan offered. And in terms of value, this is kinda just as good as Leviathan. Now, there are less fans of Sigmar than 40k, so I can already hear people saying, well, it's not 40k, so it's not worth it. Well, I'm not talking about you. You're never gonna get this box. But what I'm talking about is, it's worth it if you've been waiting for the rats, i.e. Skaven. It's worth it if you already play, what do you call this? Stormcast Eternals, the golden guys, the poster boys. but only partially worth it. You know what I mean? Like if you play both, so if you already play Stormcast but are interested in playing the Skaven, this box is 100,000% worth it. So you are already covered. You probably already pre-ordered actually. If you found someone to split this box with, then this is 100% worth it as well. All your needs will be fulfilled. Oh, that's a little too dark. I'll show you. Oh, the models they offer are so sick. So this is really only kinda maybe worth it. Value if you only play either or of these armies. Though if you want to play Skaven and you're new to Sigmar, that's more worth it for you because Skaven, for those of you who are unaware, got discontinued a long time ago. They got Thanos snapped out of existence by Games Workshop, essentially. I think it was during Fantasy Days. And then they also snapped Fantasy out of existence shortly after. So that was kind of useless. And now that Old World has returned, people have speculated that Skaven will return. And they did. And I guess times have changed because back then people wanted Fantasy to return. But now the equivalent or the modern equivalent of Fantasy is Old World. And very few people are playing Old World. So Games Workshop decided to bring back Skaven for Sigmar. Very cool. The most popular fantasy factions, I guess, are in Sigmar, so it makes a lot of sense. Also, surprise, surprise, there's a second poster. Seamus, the exact same thing, but at least you have redundancy and the art is gorgeous, so it can be forgiven. Anyway, it also was used as a protector / cover, so stuff doesn't bounce around in the box. And here we have, the Fire and Jade book, which contains all the data sheets of the units in here, Skaven and Stormcast. Actually, let's flip it open a little bit. Yeah, all the rule sets are in here till their codexes come out, or the equivalent, I forgot what the Sigmar equivalent of codexes are, but they're the exact same thing, whatever you want to call them. Spearhead, no. Is it Spearhead? No, that's their combat patrol. Anyway, and the most important part, the core book. This will contain all 44th edition, core rule sets. And it's probably, aside from the minis themselves, the most important part of this box. All scenarios, all new stories, everything will be in here, plus the rules, of course. That's what the core book is. And this will endure for 3 to 4 years, typically. 9th edition for 40K was an exception because that got ruined by COVID. Typically, 40K and Sigmar editions last 3 to 5 years, maybe 4. COVID got, 9th edition got rushed by COVID. Hence why 10th came out so fast. Anyway, and then we have this part here. This folder contains all of the included cards. So that's the tactic cards and the general handbook cards. This is the art book, I'm pretty sure. And it also included the Skaventide instruction manual, for assembling your minis. It's very comprehensive, as per usual when it comes to Games Workshop stuff. They're colored as well, so no need for looking it up online. It's more of a wood kit problem with Artesanía Latina than anything else. But yeah, it's very comprehensive. Don't need to do anything. Now, this is all push fit. Per Games Workshop's usual antics, all starter sets, including introductory sets like this, are push fit. See the holes and the tabs that fit into the holes? Yeah, or supposedly fit into the holes. Yeah, all of them are like that, push fits. And the problem with push fit when it comes to Games Workshop anyway, is that the QA is only whatever. It's so-and-so. Meaning you need cement on the side to make sure that it fits properly. And more importantly, actually, where is it? You need a nipper. because the tabs can be a little long than usual. In fact, some people just snip them off completely at the root level. Maybe that's not necessary, but just snipping it off to make it level and then using cement to make it flush should make it so that there are no visible gaps. That's not a gap or a seam that's visible. That's because it's a jacket, and that's typically where you take it off. So that's not a mistake on my part. But yeah, this is an assembled mini, and quality is incredible. Oh man, I know 40K is more popular, but Sigmar has the more detailed minis for sure, for the most part, or at the very least on average anyway. Makes sense? You compare this to an Eldar mini from like the 90s and it's not even a competition. The detail for even this tiny rat is incredible. In addition to all the models that you saw, you get a very cool poster. Skaven versus the Stormcast. This is actually incredible art. Say what you want about Games Workshop, their art is incredible. Oh, there's nothing on the other side, so it's just this. And kudos to them, because the box is enormous. They laid it flat, meaning they didn't have to roll or fold it, which is a common problem with a lot of the smaller sets where they had to fold the posters and you would see creases. Not this time. Not this time. All right, one final thing before we finish. Just wanted to show off what I painted. So far, I've built 2 figures out of 74, so 72 remains. This rat, I forgot what it's called, and this prosecutor, which honestly, looking from the back, kind of looks like the Sanguinius model from Forge World. Take a look at the Sanguinius model from Forge World. Looks kind of similar. In fact, I'm sure people have already thought of kit bashing Sanguinius with this guy. It's pretty much the exact same pose. Anyway, that being said, yeah, he's not done. This is about 60% done. But again, Sigmar sculpts are just on another level. I think I'm keeping the bronze kind of coloring on the shield while everything else will remain sort of old gold. Anyway. And I did not use any cements on this. None. I decided to, you know what? I'm going to make one just as a push fit to see like if it holds up. And it kind of does until you look at the back. Oh man. Push fit is not perfect, guys. It's not even close. Oh my goodness. If you guys play with action figures or collect them, you know what kibble is, especially for transforming figures. Kibble is what they hide underneath the chassis or something, or in the back of the figure once the transforming figure is done. It's like, you know that meme image from The Simpsons where Homer looks extremely thin, Marge is pleased, but in the back all the fat is clipped. Yeah, that's what kibble is, the ugly part that they try to hide. Yeah, oh. Guys, to avoid this, please snip and cement your figure. Please, please, please. Oh man, push fit is not good. Anyway, with that being said, you're going to see more of this guy. Hopefully within the next couple days, I'll post it on social media with him being completed. But for now, this is just one video out of maybe a couple more when it comes to Skaventide. It's going to be a long week till release. I know some of you can't wait anymore. Yeah, it's going to be a long week. Anyway, this is Paul signing out. Just follow us on our social media pages. And yeah, we're close to hitting 50K on our TikTok, guys. Follow us on TikTok. Thank you.